Hey, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, this is a channel where I talk about houseplants and do DIYs. Today is a DIY. I feel like I've done maybe several of them. Not really. I've only done one other one this year, but today we are going to add a plant to this corner here. I'm going to do something that I saw off of the K Wendy home. I'll put her handle here. I'm going to put her handle here because she shared this quite a while ago, and the light. She shared it quite a while ago, and it's something that I had saved on my Instagram and thought, if I ever have a house, I'm going to do this. And guess what? I have a house, so I'm going to do this. So this is, again, how to do I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put it here. I'll put it big because it's not just like a normal plant hanger. It's like a dolly system for your plant. So that's what we're gonna do today. If you are interested in anything else like this, if you're interested in this, if this excites you, please subscribe to my channel. That way you can be up to date on all of my latest videos. Okay, let's get into this. So here's what you're gonna need. You are going to need this. So I'll put this up really close. I just got this at my local hardware store. It used to be like an Ace hardware store, but these are swag hooks. So these go into your ceiling. And I guess I should share like the clip of her thing, like what it looks like. I'll share that here, so you can see what we're accomplishing. So these are, again, swag hooks. They hold up to 30 pounds. They have larger ones that you can choose from. I just chose these because my plants are not gonna be that heavy. And then you're going to need a pulley like this. This is a single pulley wheel, so they do make doubles. Swivel eye brass wheel holds 40 pounds. It is a 5/16 rope. So I'm just sharing this with you if you want the exact things. This is what you would need. Then you're gonna need this lobster clasp here. This one is a 3/8 inch round eye quick snap, holds 70 pounds. So you can see it's just a little clicker. Then for the bottom of your wall to like hold the string on, so that way when you're not using it as a, pulling it down to water, you can wrap the string around here. This is just a rope cleat, and I couldn't tell you what size because honestly, they didn't know what this product was. It's like a really old product, but you can see it compared to the lobster clasp. I don't know if that helps. But anyway, so you'll need this cleat like this. You'll need one lobster clasp. You will need one one wheel, swivel wheel, and you will need two. So make sure your package has two swag hooks, because one will go on your ceiling and one will go in the wall. And we'll show you how to do that. Then you need cord. So I just have macrame cord. That's what she used. She used a bit thicker macrame cord. So I think I might double this up. And then you need some sort of plant, hanging thing. So I have two options. This is a double macrame hanger, which maybe one day I'll do a tutorial on those because I used to make these all the time. That's where I got them from. So these are not from a store. I just made these. I made a single one as well, have that. And so both of these are on hooks. Now you could just make your macrame hanger around this, or could you? No, I guess you couldn't. So no, I think it will need something like that. These are off of Amazon. I'll link them below. They've actually been useful for other things, but they're hooks and they have clasps on one side. I don't remember where I saw them, but this is probably what I'll end up using depending on how long I want the actual plant to hang. And I mean, I might get two. No, it'll probably just end up being one. So that is what you need. Those are the things that you need. Now, for the ceiling on this, you will have to use this bracket here when you're placing it, in your ceiling. And so it does thankfully have instructions of the drill bits that you will need. So for this one, to drill through the ceiling using the anchor, I need a 5/8 inch drill bit. There we go. So I already have that. So just FYI, you will need a larger drill bit to put these into your ceiling. The other half of them, you won't. You can just use a regular. You can see here, you might need, if you're not drilling into a stud, you might need a wall anchor for those. But I do have some of those as well if I run into that. Okay, so I'm going to hang the pulley system up here. It's going to hang down, but it has to hang down. The top anchor has to go into the ceiling. Then it has to swag over to the little hook on the wall and then down to that whatever double, I don't know what it's called, like the eyelet thing that will wrap around all of the yarn. So I need to figure out how, like, where is it going to go? Because I don't want the plant to hang too far over a chair. So I do want to kind of push it back, but it does need some wall space. So we're going to figure that out. Let's see here. I think I'm going to line it up with the end of my curtain rod. That way the plant will hang like right here. Okay, so in your swag kit, it comes with this long, just not a screw. It's just like a corded, I don't even know what. And then it also comes with a screw-like end. So this is what I will use to go into the wall. But for the ceiling, I am going to use the non-screw one. I don't know. And then you just stick this part. So this part goes into your ceiling and then it'll pop out like that. It'll pop out like that. So this goes down here all the way like that. And then again, the other hook will just look like this with the screw end at the top. This one will look like this. This you will pinch closed up to your ceiling. Once it gets in, it'll clasp like that, and then it won't be able to pull down. And then I really don't know how you like tighten it against this. So that will be an interesting thing to figure out. We're going to drill in now. I didn't think about all of the dust that's going to come down on my chair. Okay, so now I've got my anchor. I definitely need a bigger drill bit. That is definitely not 5/8 inch. That is no way. Nope. Needs to be bigger. One size up. Okay, we're going to 3/8 inch. And I think I need a bigger bit. And the last drill bit I have is a 1/2 inch. I need like a hammer. I just need it to go in a little bit more. Oh, there it goes. Okay, yay. It opened. Okay, so now I can put this in. Okay, so I didn't get a very good angle apparently doing that, my husband said. But I had to, there you go. It is up there. I screwed it in. And I had to, I don't know, you just have to trust the process because it was like hanging in there and it really wasn't attached. And so I just had to slowly screw it into, just tighten it up to the ceiling line. So now it's flush and it's tight in there. Now I'm going to use a stud finder to figure out where I need to put my end of the swag. I don't even know what you call it. Wow. What? Really? I was hoping there would be like one right here, you know? I don't know if I need a high, like she's got hers higher up. Okay, Wendy did. Just a girl online. Okay, so I have marked the place that I want my swag to go. And I don't know, this might not work, but I have placed the screw part of that extra swag inside my drill. I'm going to use it to drill the hole because I have found a stud and that is what I will drill it into. So I do not have to use an anchor. Then I'm going to release it. Boom. Look at that, smart. Barely in there. I realize I'm getting the worst angles. Okay, now I'm going to stick the other hook in. So now that needs to face, this direction so that the cord can hang and go from swag there, around there, and then down to the eyelet that we will put in next. Okay, so I could not find two of the same screws. So this one just has mismatched for now. But I will take this little eyelet and then I will stick it down here along the studs so I don't have to put any anchors into it. And then we're on to figuring out how much string we'll need. Okay, I realize I'm going to put this down low and that my child might get to it, but here we go. Here we go. Got it. So now my pulley just hangs from the swag that's at the very top. Just sticking this on there. Okay, so I think that's going to be it. I do not know how much cord is there, but the end is where I'll probably cut. So I've swagged it, or I've doubled up the string because it wasn't that thick. And then I just swagged it through there, over there, and then I tied it around the little eyelet down there. So next I just need to attach my lobster claw to the end of this. Again, I want my plant to hang higher up, so I will not need all of this, but I'm just cutting it as an in case. Okay, next I'm going to take my lobster clip, and I'm actually going to try and do a macrame tie to this. So we'll see if that works. I'm not really sure, because usually you have to loop it through. So you loop it through both like this, and then you're going to take more cord, take the very end of it, place it at the top, and then you're going to use your finger, I don't know how to describe this, and you're going to start looping it back through. So basically you just made a loop, then you're going to wrap it around all of the cord, keeping it tight. And I could have started this down lower, but I didn't, so it'll be okay. But you're just going to wrap it around till it looks like a little noose, honestly. What's the name for it? We need to use the other name. So once you get down to the end, you're going to have this little loop that you created at the beginning. You're going to stick the end of your string through that little loop. Okay. Pull it a little tight. Then you need to find the original end that you started with, and you're going to pull it. And that's not it. That one's not it. Is that one? This one's it. Okay. So you're going to pull it up and see how it moves. It brings that loop through and makes a knot. Okay. So now I have it all tied up, and it looks a little nicer than just if I were to tie it. And I'm going to cut these excess strings off. And now that I have my whole system, the hook, the dowel, or the, at the top, that one, and then the eyelet there, we are ready to add a plant. Okay, I'm going to start off with my single macrame hanger. This was actually helpful tip. I did double up the string. So that is useful when you bring it down, because when you bring it down, if you just have one string, you're going to have to hold on to it or do something with it. But with the double, I'm able to put it underneath the hook so that it stays while my macrame is down and I can grab the plant. Then I can take it back up, and again, it'll be higher, probably like that. But then I can take it back up and wind it around. But again, just helpful tip. I would definitely double up your string. I think I'm going to use this Maranta. Sorry, the children are in here. But this silver Maranta, I got this from the grocery store for $13.99, I think it was. It was on sale. And so I love Marantas. I think that they're beautiful. This one I have had before and I killed it. Unfortunately, I just didn't give it what it needed. But typically I say use filtered water. Hold on. This is terrible lighting. Typically I say to use filtered water. Unfortunately, just on these, it's going to be a lot happier. They do need a lot of humidity. Otherwise their leaves are going to crisp, but I don't give it that. I just kind of let them adapt to my area, and they do really well. This one again was doing well until we moved, and then it wasn't doing well. So they do not like to be moved or adjusted once they find their happy place. Other than that, they can take a lot of light. Actually, they are a lower light tolerant plant. They are an under coverage plant in where you find them, but the high light doesn't seem to bother them. I have kept them under my Barina grow lights, and it's done well. They do bloom. So this one has a bloom right here and a bloom starting here, and they're really tiny and dainty and very beautiful. This one here, I also would say I had one years ago, a red one, and I've actually had them almost every year. I just keep buying them, but I had a red one. And it bloomed, and I actually cut the bloom off, and I found that plant never bloomed again. I had it for several years and it never produced another bloom. But my other ones that I just let go, why did I cut it? I have no idea. It was at the beginning of my plant journey, so I didn't really know. I genuinely thought it was something different. I didn't know what it was. Before it bloomed, I cut it off, I should say. But anyways, yeah, just leave the blooms. They're really cute, and they're tiny, tiny little flowers. But I think I'm going to try this guy out here in this space first. So this is just the single macrame hanger. I'm just going to try it out first. This guy might be too big for it, actually. Too much foliage. That is the problem with these macrame hangers. The more foliage you have on a plant, the harder it is to get them into the actual holder. Yeah, well, that's not going to be great because it's, again, too big. Too big of a plant. Okay, this is too big of a plant for this. So I need to go find, it has too much foliage. It just doesn't fit. So I'm going to have to go find another plant to stick in here. Okay, so I found a plant to fit it. I put the Enjoy Pothos that I had, and so it's in an 8-inch, that's in a 6-inch pot. But trailing plants do really well for these because it's easier for the foliage to go down and through the macrame hanger points. You can actually make your macrame hangers to where they are longer so that you can fit more foliage in them, but this is just a really short macrame hanger. But I'm going to show you how the pulley system works up close. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to tie it down. Once you have it up as high as you want on your eyelet, I go around several times, and then on one of the last rounds, I just stick the excess or the tail through that last loop and then just pull it tightly like that. And there you go. So it does hang down, but that's how you secure it. And then undoing it, you do the same thing. You just pull the tail part of it and then unwind it. Then when you want to get your plant and water it, you just pull it down. Again, going with the doubled up cord so you can have this loop at the end. I can just put it there. And now I can grab my plant off here like that, and then take it to the sink and water it, then come back, place it back on it, and then just take it back up like that. And you can have it at whatever length really you want, but that's just where I'll probably leave it so that the sun, can shine the most on it. Okay, so that was the pulley system. That's how I made this, and you can too. It's very easy. I couldn't tell you how much that cost me, honestly. I mean, the eyelet was $2. The 2 hooks, I think, were $5, and then the pulleys. So it's not an inexpensive thing if you have your macrame hangers and the macrame string, which I should have pointed out that is what that is. But yes, that was it. So let me know in the comments if you liked this, if you'll be trying it. Thanks again, Kay Wendy, for showing us how to do this in the first place. But otherwise, subscribe to my channel. That way you can be up to date on more videos like this one, and we will see you next time.